Hello dear viewers, in this video we're going to talk about a comic book miniseries that really does everything it can to not only overstep boundaries but also act as if there are none. Things happen in this book that, if explained properly, would get this video flagged. Some might even question their choices in life after reading it. With all that said, let's talk about Herogasm Boys. The explicit comic series may have an impact on future episodes of The Boys. I'm Angela Pimardo, your narrator, and this is an amazing video. We all want to imagine a world where superheroes exist. But what if those superheroes were all selfish and entitled and had annual group orgies? Had to keep them here instead of saving the world from evil. Isn't that scandalous enough to make you think I'd ever let her into the 7 for Ashley's sake? Don't look at her, look at me. But this is exactly the world imagined by Amazon Prime's most popular series, The Boys, in its 3rd season, which begins June 3rd. Herogasm is adapted, a narrative from the show based on the comics. At the annual superhero smut fest, Psycho Stop It, you know how it ends. After all, this is an iconic miniseries based on Garth Ennis's comic book narrative, and it's something The Boys producer Eric Kripke has been working on since the show's inception. Yes, you're a true contender for American Hero. Go on, we can be teammates. Oh wow, I hope so. Sir Jessica Shu, the show's writer and co-producer, wrote the episode she described as a total lunacy long before it became Amazon Prime's most successful original series. The Boys is quite a controversial franchise. This season has been absolutely top-notch in terms of adult humor and controversy, but honestly, if there's anything to argue about the series, it would probably make it that much more interesting to watch. Before we get into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. It's a small click for you, but it means a lot to us. Thank you. Let's get started. Now we're going to explore the comic series. Someone has to keep the superheroes in line in a world where costumed heroes fly the skies and masked vigilantes roam the nights. Someone needs to make sure the superheroes don't secretly become the very thing people fear. Supervillains, and someone will. This is the whole who's watching the Watchmen thing. Stay back, you stay back, damn it. Laser you all boys. The team consisting of Billy Butcher, Huey Mother's Milk Frenchman, and the female of the species. This is a group of extremely dangerous CIA-backed individuals, each dedicated to fighting the most powerful force on Earth. Superpowers. Some superheroes need to be watched, some need to be controlled, and some need to be removed from the picture altogether when the moment calls for it. And then you call the boys. That is the scenario that this series presents us with. Herogasm was the first miniseries for boys, and it was controversial even by boys' standards. Apart from the obvious parody of some prominent superheroes engaging in the most unusual and, in the worst case, criminal behavior, this story also offers insights into one of the most breathtaking scenes in the history of the original comic, and also into the role played by the 7th superhero team in 9/11. This particular story reveals where all the heroes and villains go during periodic crossover events that put all of reality in danger. To a secret island run by the most meek and discreet prostitutes and escorts, to an unprecedented depravity of alcohol, intoxicants, and adultery. And when you examine how many of these practices the heroes of this series engage in on a daily basis, your definition of debauchery must be updated. But it's not all fun and games under the sun. Our famous 5 boys and the dog terror secretly join the soup on their holiday and get more than their fair share of beatings and ginger beer served. As they discover unpleasant truths behind the events of September 11, 2001, as well as further plots by the Void America Corporation to gain more power in the free world. This entire volume takes place at a superhero retreat in Costa Rica, where the main event, Herogasm, takes place. Just like the rest of you, I'm stronger, I'm smarter, I'm better. Homelander, a powerful but villainous superhero, holds a press conference outside the Capitol in Washington. At the beginning of the first issue, Titled, Babylon, he says that the satellite Marath ray known as Battle it has now reached Earth's solar system. We are shown images of this fearsome spacecraft hurtling toward Earth. Homelander reveals that the G-Men were attacked by these invaders in a preemptive strike and have not been seen since, although we all know this is a fabricated story to explain the G-Men's deaths at the hands of Void America in the previous book. Homelander then claims that all of Earth's heroes have joined forces for this massive superhero crossover, and they'll all soon be traveling into space to fight the Marathia, and they won't be returning for quite some time. We now know that this is all a fabricated story, and that all the heroes are traveling to Costa Rica to spend a week at an island resort, where they'll run wild and engage in reckless immorality. Next we see James Stillwell, a powerful executive working for Voice America, flying to the Herogasm in a private jet. He's on the phone with his employer, who wants to talk to Vic the VIP, the Vice President of the United States, about the upcoming election and the many plans Voight has for him. Stillwell doesn't seem thrilled about this. Next we come to the guys, who have also arrived in Costa Rica. They're also at the Herogasm to watch the soups and see what happens when Vic, the Vice President, and James Stillwell's jet lands. They're watching a runway. The two meet at the Herogasm because the security is excellent, making it an ideal place for a private rendezvous. "What did you say to me?" "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it." Homelander jumps naked in the sky in front of an approaching airliner in the second issue of Your Orgasm, titled, Amsterdam. As the plane crashes, he fires lasers at the pilot, killing everyone on board. This event will be important later. Vic, the Vice President, arrives. At the Herogasm party, visibly delighted by the sight of all the illegal activities, we are introduced to Gary Godfrey, Vic's Chief of Staff. There is a conversation between Stillwell and Godfrey. From their discussion, we learn that Void America operates a private military organization on the Red River. This has brought undercover agents into the Secret Service. They have infiltrated the Secret Service, and some of Vic's Secret Service agents are also in Red River. Some of them don't know who is in Red River and who isn't. This will come into play later when he explains this to Stillwell. Godfrey says they need to be careful what they say to some of Vic, the Vice President's, security detail, as not everyone is on their side. Homelander then flies in to speak with Stillwell, and Stillwell begins to explain the entire plan to him. Vic, the Vice President, is too stupid to win the election alone, so they plan to kill the President. Stillwell wants to share this plan with Vic in Herogasm, but the details are complicated and his intelligence is limited, making it a sensitive subject. Stillwell asks Homelander to welcome Vic and his group to Herogasm. After a short time, members of the superhero group Payback contact Stillwell and complain about Vic's inappropriate behavior. Stillwell appeases them by weakening the Vice President's mental abilities and instructs them to swallow it and deal with it for now. He then tries to bribe them by promising them more money and resources to bring them up to the level of the most incredible superhero team of all time. The Seven, in exchange for taking care of the boys once and for all, whatever it is, maybe we can use it to blow Homeland's brains out as a distraction. In issue 3 of the series, titled, Vegas, the boys throw the body of a superhero named Doofer off a rooftop into a pool. During the confusion of events, the boys kidnap one of Vic's members of the Vice President's Secret Service squad. Huey was in the sewers while Butcher, Frenchie, and the woman were planning the kidnapping. Black Noir grabs him and attacks him, knocking Huey unconscious by the pool. Homelander examines Doofer's body and concludes that Doofer overdosed, walked off the roof high as a kite, and fell. He tells everyone not to be alarmed, as the death was an accident. Butcher searches the sewers for Huey, but Huey refuses to be detected. Meanwhile, Godfrey meets with Stillwell to plan the meeting with Vic, which is scheduled to take place later. Godfrey also shows some documents regarding the Trans-Pacific jet that crashed because of Homelander. Huey finally awakens and opens up about whatever happened between him and Black Noir. He finds Butcher and relaxes a bit. He is then introduced to U.S. Secret Service agent Michael Lucero, the subject of their abduction in issue 4 of Herogasm, titled Sparta. Some of the Secret Service agents are concerned that Agent Lucero has disappeared without authorization, but they don't investigate the matter further, simply assuming he's busy. Agent Lucero, meanwhile, tells the guys his story. He always wanted to join the Secret Service, as it seemed like a noble endeavor to him. He initially agreed to be assigned to Vic, but soon realized that Vic was not right in the head, but he is glad he waited, as he was present in the Situation Room with the President and Vice President when one of America's greatest tragedies occurred. The President had been prepared for months on the day of the incident. He was on high alert. He sent a jet fighter to shoot at a hijacked airliner and instructed them to attack and kill the target, although innocent passengers. And if you enjoyed our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Thank you.